Hello everyone. Welcome to join today's sharing. Today I want to share with you about Azure AI service. We will build a natural language processing solution with Azure AI service. And today's task is to share how to leverage Azure AI service NLP to analyze text. Let's get started. I will go to the Azure AI service here to create the Azure AI service. And the portal has already recently updated. The Azure language model is the focus for today. Language service. It supports analysis of text, including language detection, sentiment analysis, key phrase extraction, and entity recognition. For example, suppose a travel agency wants to process hotel reviews that have been submitted to the company's website. By using the Azure AI language, they can determine the language each review is written in, the sentiment, positive, neutral, or negative, of the reviews, key phrases that might indicate the main topics discussed in the review, and named entities, such as place, landmarks, or people mentioned in the reviews. Let's get started. I already accessed the Azure portal, and I have a locate to the Azure AI service, which is shown in the search bar. If we search Azure AI service, you will see this offering here. We locate language service. In the result, we select create. Continue to create your resource. Perfect. Here, I try to create a new resource group called AI. I keep the region East US. The late I can see this is demo 1, 2, 3. How about user 1001? User 123 demo 1001. Yeah, perfect. Pricing here are already accessed. Then user 1 demo 1001. Perfect. Then I will select the standard Python here to create the language model. Because this is a highlight, okay? If my subscription already have 3 tier in my subscription, I cannot select the 3 tier anymore because you already have one. This is the highlight. That's why I cannot show the 3 tier in this service. Please remember this logs. It will be useful in later your study and assessment. You click it, we'll go through the document. All good. So we just have a lab, so standard tier is good enough. Check the chat box to see I already confirmed the terms in the responsible AI notice, and click review and create. Running file validation. We click create to provision the resource. We will wait for the deployment to complete, and then we'll go to the deploy the resource. And in this lab, we will leverage Visual Studio Code as well. So I will plan to develop the test analytics application using Visual Studio Code. And the code file for the app has been provided in a GitHub report. So let's get started. We're using Visual Studio Code. So we will double click the VS Code icon to kickstart the journey. We start Visual Studio Code. And we try to run a git. Clone the source code. So we are using the git clone command and provide the link. I mean the resource repository for local folder. It doesn't matter which folder, but we just clone it. Sorry, it is too long. It doesn't matter. If so, we just have a backspace to delete. You want it is not valid. And we do it again. Perfect. Okay, enter. Okay, come from the URL. It asks, how about I just put it into the download and select as the repository destination. Now, we'll wait for a moment to clone the repository to our local environment. When the repository has been cloned, we will open the folder in the VS Code. Now, we will click Start to configure our applications. Application for both C# and Python have been provided, as well as a sample test file I can use to test the summarization. Both apps feature the same functionality. Firstly, I will complete some key parts of the application to enable it to use my Azure AI language resource. We're waiting for the progress. For the output, it will help me to download the C# and the Python application. In the Visual Studio Code, you can see in the Explorer pane, we can browse to the left file here. You can select the exercise, video, left file, yeah. You can see this session is more focused on analyze the test. Okay, we'll see the C# and also Python file. So Each folder contains the language-specific files for an app into which you are going to integrate Azure AI language text analytics functionality. If you prompt from and require access to build and debug, select log now. And right now we try to configure our application. Let's get started. Right-click the text analyze folder that contains our code. And open an integrated terminal. How about we using Python, okay? To install the Azure AI language text analytics SDK package by running appropriate command for the language preference. For the Python exercise, we also install the .env package. So we will go to the Python. We click the Python folder, text analyze, and open in integrated terminal. How about we take a try to see whether this kind of Python code can be run or not. Say the pip install, whether it can be detect this is Python code. Let's try. Perfect, it installed successfully. And we run another command again to install Python .env. So the language already installed successfully. We go back to the text analyst folder and open the configuration file for the Python env environment. And we will update the configuration value that include the endpoint and the key from the Azure language resource I create, which is available in the keys and endpoint page in my Azure AI language resource in the Azure portal. Let's go back. You see, I have already created a resource called user1 demo 1101. You remember here for the resource management, they will have a key and endpoint. So I'll come here. I will copy the key and environment endpoint and put it there. Environment endpoint, I copy it. Go to the Python file. This is the endpoint. Because the key, this environment I will delete later, okay? So it doesn't matter, I can also show the key here for you. Go to this file, copy the key, I save it. Perfect. Okay, so I have already done it. I already saved it. Perfect. And let's go back. To the Python file we are doing. So we will save the configuration file. We go to the test analyze Python code. And from here, we open the code file, and at the top, under the existing namespace reference, we find the common import namespace. Then under this command, add the following language-specific code to import the namespace. I will need to use it for the test analytics SDK. So which means from here, I need to add following Python code. From Azure Core Credentials import Azure Key Credentials. From Azure AI Test Analytics import Test Analytics kind. And in the main function, please load that the code to load the Azure AI Language Service endpoint and key from the configuration file has already been provided. To find common, create kind using endpoint and key. And add the following code to create a client for the Test Analytics API. So we will locate, create client user endpoint key, and put the code there. Credential equal to Azure key credential, AI key, AI client equal to test analytics client, endpoint, AI endpoint credential. Now, we save the change. We need to save the change. So that's why we save it. Perfect. And return to the integration terminal for the test analyze folder and enter the command to run the program. So let's move it back to the terminal. That's the environment, this is a Python code. We already saved both of them. So we are confident to run it. We go back to the terminal, open in the integration terminal again. And we run the Python code. Let's try. Oh, that is error. We don't have that kind of folder contained. So it is a very, very good learning. And right now, we will start for the troubleshooting. How you troubleshoot this error, right? So you will understand whether this location will have a Python code file or what's wrong. You see that will be duplicate. So that's why I only run the command once for the Python code, but you see, I copy and paste and the command is duplicated. So but it not duplicated and run it, I still found the error. Okay. Expected a set of file report. Okay, that means that we have something wrong in our Python code. Then we go back for our Python. Here, you see credential equal to Azure credential AI key, AI can, endpoint AI endpoint. Credential is credential. Expect a step of file report about AI key. Let's try and save it and run it again. How about this time? Still the same. So we try to understand how do we troubleshoot it, okay? If you have any idea for the Python, so this is the practice we can walk through to understand. You can search in the internet. If you have any question, it is a good time for you to understand why it showed the expected effect or the variable. And this is the code, okay? So we go for troubleshooting right now to review the code and understand what's wrong. So I review the code. Sorry, this is for the .NET. This is for the Python, right? Not the .NET. And for the DE, we import low. We import OS, import the namespace, AI credentials. We already have a credential. We put it here, which is you see here it's duplicated. This is a credential key, which is wrong. So we click save to save it. We go back here. You remember here credential. Close it and save it again. We find out what's wrong right now, and let's run it to see whether it can be successful. No, still error. Save it again. We run it. Okay, so we need to see what's the problem. It is good practice. We learn it together. So try get the configuration setting, AI endpoint, AI key, create can using endpoint and key, credential, AI can, analysis test in the review folder. So maybe it's about the line. I change the position for the line to let's have a try. DD, control save and run it again. I see another error. Test analytics can is not defined. Test analytics can is not defined. Good, so we solved the first error. And this is so interesting for the course because you learn a lot about the Python. The error indicates there's a typo in the text analytics kind. Whether it's a typo or not, text analytics kind. Import the namespace. Aha, you see? Test analytics, TST. Here has something wrong. So we save it again and run the Python code. Whoa, this time. It looks like it runs successfully. We don't hit any error. So, congratulations, good. Let's move on. It is a good learning, right? How to learn the Python code. It is very, very important to learn the Python and write the code to understand and leverage Python to help us. So we have run it and we observe the input as a code should be run without any error and display the content of each review, the test file in the review folder. The application successfully create a client for the test analytics API, but doesn't make use of it. We'll fix that in the next procedure. We'll add code to detect the language. Now that we have created a client for the API, let's use it to detect the language in which each review is returned. So in the main function of our program, we find the common get language, okay? We'll get start for this journey. Then under this command, we will add the code necessary to detect the language in each review document. So we'll go to the main function. Yeah, main function here. We're using Python, okay? So we will go to the get language. Let's see which is get language. Yeah, we find out this is get language. And we write our code. And this time, we need to take care about the position. It is so important. So we detect the language. AI can detect language document as print language format detect language primary language name. In this example, each review is analyzed individually, result in a separate call to the service for each file. An alternative approach is to create a connection of documents and pass them to the service in a single call. In both approaches, the response from the service consists of a connection of documents, which is why in the Python code above, the index of the first and the only document in the response therefore is specified. We save the change, then we save the change, okay? We save the change, then we return to the integration terminal or the folder and rerun the program again. Let's see this time. You see the comment, whoa, this is a review and comment. And we know that the type, the language for each review is identified. Before the review, it doesn't locate the language, right? But this time, before you can see, this is no language being identified. But right now, it can identify its English. Perfect. So we accept the input noting that this time the language for each review is identified. The next task, we try to add the code to evaluate the sentiment. It means it is a positive or negative. Then we try to evaluate for that. So we will continue to improve our Python code to make it more powerful. So the sentiment analysis is commonly used, and it is a commonly used technique to classify text as positive or negative, or possible natural or mixed. It is commonly used to analyze social media posts, product reviews, and other items where the sentiment of the text may provide useful insights. In the main function of my program, I find the command get sentiment. It is located in here. Sentiment. Then under this command, I add the code necessary to detect the sentiment of each review document. Right now, let's get started for the Python code. Sentiment. We analyze it. AI can analyze sentiment document, print the format sentiment, analyze doc sentiment. So we have an analysis for that. I try to save my change. I will go back to rerun, to go back to this folder. We rerun the program again. Right now we observe the input. Okay. Is there any change for the input? You see, reloading the sentiment of the review is detected. Let's confirm. Let's go up. This is French, and this is English, right? So if you can run the program again. To take a try, because it's a very, very good study. You see, sentiment mixed. Okay, sentiment positive. Yes, we successfully run it, and we have the sentiment provided by the AI service. Right now, what's next? How about we add the code to identify key phrases? It can be useful to identify key phrases in a body of text to help determine the main topic that it discusses. So we go back to the main function of our program. Here, add key phrases. And we find the common get key phrases. Then under this command, we add the code necessary to detect the key phrases in each review document. So we go to the Python code here. We add the Python code. Phrases. AI time. Extract key phrases document. Test key phrases. If the length of key phrases is larger than CFO, print key phrases. For phrases in phrases. For phrase in phrases, print format phrases. Print format phrase. We save our change again and we run the program. Let's see what happened this time. What's the new thing we already add? Okay, we save it, we run the program again. Use any change. You see the key phrases, right? Okay. Full queen size bed, BC, 6 Main Street, Golden Gate Bridge, hotel, San Francisco, early morning. Perfect. So we observe the input. We know that we observe each document contains key phrases that give some insight into what the review is about. The last, we try to add the code to extract the entity. We try to add more function with it. It is a very interesting and funny with this session with you for the sharing. So we try to extract the entities. Often, documents or other bodies of text mention people, place, time periods, or other entities. The text analytics API can detect multiple categories and subcategories of entity in your text. So in the main function of my program, find the common get entities. Then, under this command, add the code necessary to identify entities that are mentioned in each review. So I will add this code right now, the entity. If length entity larger than CFO, print entities. For entity in entities, print format entity.text, entity.category. We save the change again, save it, and we run the program. Oh, it helped me to find out the location, skill, daytime, product, address, quantity. Perfect. It helped me to find the entity, so we observe the input, rotate the entity that have been detected in the test. How about we add one more function? We'll be interested to add one more. So in addition to category entity, the text analytics API can detect entities for each where there are long links to data sources such as wiki, We go back to the main function of my program. By the command get link entities. Here, then under this command, add the code necessary to identify linked entities that are mentioned in each review. Right now, I will add the Python code. Entity equal to AI can.recognize link entities document test of entities if the length of entities larger than CFO print and links for linked entities in entities print format linked entities .name linked entity .url. We save it and run the program again. We observe the output. We note the linked entities that are identified, so they will have a wiki link to linked entity. Perfect. So we have successfully shared how you can use natural language processing to analyze text, includes sentiment, linked entity, detect the language, identify key phrases. So this is the first session. I hope you enjoy it, and we will continue to share for other Azure AI practice to try to promote the AI solution, and will guide you and share with you how we can leverage Azure AI solution to build a more beautiful world. So thank you everyone for the joining. We'll see you in the next session.